Hey, my name is Dustin. I'm the communication manager here at the U, and this is the U Vlog Week 4. John is out of town right now, so he asked me to come in and just share a couple things that I've learned over past few years of just working here, being a designer, and serving the local church. So let's just jump right into it. One of the things that I've learned, especially with design, from when I started designing things, working as a graphic designer, to today, is that, you know, sometimes when you come out of art school or you come out of like whatever program you're in, or even if you're self-taught, you come from this idea of like, oh, it's like, you know, it's got to be about protecting the art, man, you know. It's like very art school type outlook on things, and that's still a part of it, but I think sometimes we can be so concentrated on that we forget that form does not equal function. And what that means is that when you are making something, if you're only concerned with how it looks or how it makes you feel, but it doesn't serve a real purpose, or it doesn't accomplish the goal in a clear and understandable way for people, especially in the church, then you've lost. That's not a win. And so one of the things I've learned is as I'm working on a project, if my concerns have to be balanced. I can't just be concerned with the form or just concerned with the function. Like right now we're working on redoing all of the signage in our building. If I was only concerned with making the coolest looking, best looking sign around, but it didn't actually tell people where they need to go in a clear and concise way, then I have failed. Like that, one of my favorite quotes, and I can't remember who says it, but design is not art, it's problem solving. And I think that's a good point, because sometimes it's easiest for it to get so caught up in like making things look pretty that it serves no actual purpose. And I think that's something that's important to keep in mind as you're designing, or really in any aspect of what you're doing. You know, if you're not communicating something clearly, then have you really won in that project? The next thing is community over conceit. You know, conceitedness is you know, a pride, and sometimes pride can lead to things like jealousy, or even thinking that you're better than someone because of where you perceive your value to be, as far as a skill level as a creative. And I think that one of the biggest things I've learned, and I think we all, as we get older, learn these types of things, I think it applies to everyone, is that you have to learn that if you're ever going to get better at your craft, if you're ever going to get better at what you do, you have to be willing to surround yourself with people that can do it better than you. And if you allow conceit or jealousy or pride to keep you from seeking out help or seeking out people who do what you do better than you, then you're never going to truly grow. If you're always trying to surround yourself with people that look up to you, which is good, it's good to, like, maybe you're that for someone else. But if you never reach out to people who are doing something better and try to learn from them past the point of just going to school or whatever, it just in your everyday, if you don't build that community around you of where you can grow and try new things, then you'll never reach the level that you might otherwise could have as a designer or creative or whatever you do. And so that's just one of the things that it's a key thing in my life, is I always try to surround myself with people who are better at what I do than I am. Because I want to be the best that I can be, and I'm not going to be that if I'm always around the same people, or if I'm always just think I'm the best at it, or I can't improve, or I can't learn, because you don't graduate learning. If you graduate learning, then you've reached your peak. And I don't want to think that I've reached my peak at 22 years old. So, and then the last thing is just people over process. Sometimes what I do, and I think creatives do sometimes, is we get so involved with what we're doing that we forget who it's for, especially in the church world. You know, our goal is to reach people for Jesus, is to share the love of Christ with people. And if I don't keep that my main goal, if I don't keep people my main goal, then again, that's not a win for me. Like if I can make something awesome, but if it's not communicating Jesus to people, then I've lost. And so I think the way that we can do that is just always keeping a clear idea of why we do what we do. You know, it's not for an award. It's not to make ourselves happy. Like what I do and what I think we do as people involved in the church and as creatives is we take what people feel abstractly about God and about Jesus, and we bring it into the tangible, and we create things that help them to understand who God is in a real and tangible way. And if I don't have that in front of me, then I'm probably going to end up off track. And so I just encourage you guys, like, always be re-evaluating what your priorities are. Always be thinking about how you can improve the way that you look at and the way that you achieve that goal. And just always keep the idea of people over process in front of you. So just to recap, the first thing is, I've already forgotten. The first thing is form does not equal function. The second thing is community over conceit. Don't allow jealousy or pride to keep you from seeking out those around who you can help or that you can learn from. And thirdly, people over process. People being reached for Christ is always the most important goal, important over any other thing. And so I just encourage you with that today. I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.